Hello, Australia.
Hello, USA.
Hello, how are you?
Doing very well, Jeff. How are you?
Doing great. Doing great. And I see that my one of the people I wanted to get. Hello, Gil. I did pin up at the top of the screen here.
Oh, yeah, there's a link there.
There's a link up there. All you got to do is click it and follow it, and you're more than welcome to join the panel. I do have a few questions on queued up here to keep the conversation rolling pretty good. And I see my Stream Elements is running. Okay, I just hooked that up too, Adele. That's something new.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't got that far. So you've actually got further than I have.
I thought it was confusing, but it was actually really straightforward to do. I got it hooked up, and we have Debs. Hello, Debs. Let's go down
Hi, Deb.
We have the other people in the chat. We just got started. This is my first late night stream. It's actually my just before bedtime because I'm a late owl, and I usually go to bed around 4:30 a.m. here in America. Got Aquarium Delirium. Hello, Mel. Welcome, mate. As we said, Gil. Hello, Gil. How are you doing, my friend? And up top here, we have June. And earlier, I'm not sure if Scotty Aquati's still in here, but he was in here earlier. And then John.
And John. Yeah.
He was the first one in at midnight, my time, about 3.5 hours ago, but he says, I will be asleep. I don't blame you.
He works hard, John does.
Oh, he does, yeah. So when you watch the replay, John, I fully understand and I appreciate your support nonetheless. Yes. So we were just talking a minute ago before the stream started, everybody. We're talking about housing situations and whatnot. Oh, look at this. Wow.
Hey, Stubbs.
I'm an early riser, but this is way too early for me. Well, you're here now.
3:30. You're here now. Put on a pot of coffee.
Put on a pot of coffee and put on a happy face. I'm happy. I figure, this is my time of I'm a late owl, so I'm in my element right now. Earlier in the day, I'm like, yeah, kind of like just dragging, but.
Yeah, I'll be dragging in about an hour or two.
Oh, yeah. I'll be, like I said, this is before my bedtime. I'll be going to bed probably around 4:30 or 5. Because right now it's 3:33, about an hour and a half. Yeah. I just had a coffee a few minutes ago, and I'm drinking my Coca-Cola, and that's going to do me well. Oh, hey, Plushy, how are you doing? Welcome here, Scotty. Welcome back, Scotty. I seen you were in here earlier. Well, that's great. Fantastic.
Hello, Christopher. Hi, Scotty.
Oh, Christopher, that's his name.
Yeah. Well, I call Plushy Christopher because June's husband is Chris.
Oh yeah, Christopher. Oh, that's her husband. That's June's husband.
No, Plushy Aquatics is June's nephew.
Oh, nephew. Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know what? I didn't know that. I thought it was her husband.
But they're both Chris. So I call Plushy Christopher, and June's husband is Chris.
Ah, okay. Nice. Whoops, what happened to my thingy there? I lost the chat for a second. Okay, so we're going to be talking about some fish and fish tanks and some other things. That's what I had planned earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the first little tab here. We can talk about this.
All right.
So I'll start with you, Adele, because you're on the panel right now. Do you have a certain family of fish that you like the best right now? That you're
well, I'm a sucker for catfish.
Okay, fish.
Plecos. I've got a little Otto Cinclus. He's probably the favorite one that I have right now.
Oh, I've never had
But
an
I've owned bristle noses and stuff, and they're just so cool.
Oh, I love my bristle noses. I got tons of them. I breed them, but I've never had the Otto Cinclus. Is something I've always wanted to try.
They are really, really cute. Even though I only have one, you're supposed to keep them in a group, apparently. But I've got one in one of my guppy tanks, and he's living his best life in there. He's happy he comes out.
He's got companions. He's got the guppies in there.
Yeah.
And, I
think
so
the guppies are like the dither fish for the Otto. And the Otto feels more comfortable. He comes out and hangs out.
I bet he's just
very cool
by himself.
Yeah, he's doing well.
He doesn't have competition from his own kind.
Yeah. The only problem is if I throw in algae wafers for him while the lights are on, the guppies eat the algae wafers. So
I know it.
Yeah. So I turn the lights out and then I throw a couple of algae wafers in for him, but he seems to be happy without them. Like he's munching on stuff in the tank. So
we know what June's favorite is, so we don't have to ask her. It's in the name.
Let me guess. It starts with O and ends in R.
Yes. Ends with an S. Oscars. Lee says I like guppies, platies, mollies, rasbora, tetra, but not neons. Bristlenose pluck, snails, and frogs. Yeah. I like all those.
Neon tetras are annoying. Mainly because they just get sick and die.
Yeah, they do. I think if I was going to get something like that, I'd get the cardinals. They're so much more hardy. Fish family, hello. Is that Matt? Adele, do you know that?
So what Matt did was they set up a bot.
Oh, okay.
So if it basically, unless it goes off script and says something, normal, the hellos and the platitudes are usually just a bot, like Streamlabs or.
Oh, like Stream Elements, like I got going on here.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's rather clever. Yeah.
And Stubbs Aquatic says he's thinking about getting into barbs. Well, I don't know, Chris. I guess you probably could. You might want to think about that for a few. Of course, we know he's into barbs big time. We know that Gil has his beautiful South American cichlids. He's got a 200-gallon.
I'd love to get into cichlids.
You could, yeah. You know what? If I was you and in your apartment there, get a small tank and get some little shell dwellers. They're so easy to keep, and they're just really cool. They're fun to keep. I could walk you through that. It would take about 10 minutes. You know everything you need to know about them. They live so good.
I know, like I've been planning with Craig and Belinda to get some fish from them for a while now. And I've tossed up between the neon blue rams, Akara, sorry, and the rams that they've got, because they've got a couple of different rams.
I'd go for the Bolivians. If he's got any Bolivians, I'd go for those.
Yeah, well, I think he's got both Bolivians and Germans. I'm thinking about them. The Bolivians do look really nice. They're so cute.
Oh yeah, they all are. Those I seen those little well, they're a form of the German blues. They're the gold rams.
Oh, yep.
They're just beautiful little orange. They're kind of like a yellowish orange color. Just they had some pairs here that I was looking at for $25 a pair. I was like, well, I might have to check that out.
Oh, look at that. Stubbs says, I'm a Chris too. So Stubbs is another Chris.
Ah, Stubbs. Oh, my chat was wasn't following with the chat here. Okay.
First class fish. Hello, first class.
Hello there. If I'm a little slow on the, I got Adele here to keep me straight because she's faster.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. First class fish is another Mike, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure. Maybe he'll let us know in here.
I can't remember, but when Lee started doing his list, it made me think of who's who.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was going to make a list for me, and I know I never got the list. But
Hey Lee, how many names have you got on your list now? Oh, my bad. First class fish is Anthony.
Anthony. Okay. Well,
where
Anthony.
did I get? Who's Mike then? Who's the other Mike?
First class fish, Anthony. Okay, I'll remember that too.
Wow, geez, I got that really wrong.
Well, that's all. You know what? It's how we learn.
There is another Mike out there.
Oh yeah.
I obviously don't know.
What's his name? Our World Aquatics or something like that.
Oh, yep. Yeah, Mike B.
Mike B. Yeah. Absolutely. But his favorite fish is the Corydoras species here. Okay.
Night stubs. Yeah, I do like Corys.
Hey, Chris, I want you to stay up until the crack of dawn. I'm just kidding. I appreciate you coming in here.
There's Mike Florida Fish Rescue.
That's very nice of you to stop in here. And you know, when I have that pinned up at the top, Chris, you're more than welcome to jump in anytime you like. I send Chris the link every time I stream. I hope it doesn't annoy him because I know that sometimes when I stream, he's not able to partake in it, but I like to make him know that he's
well, at least
always,
the offer's there.
Yeah, he's always. Yeah, that's right. He's always.
Yeah, New Local Austin is a Mike. Oh, that might have been who I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm sure there's another Mike. There's a secret Mike.
Remember PA Fishing Tanks? I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
He's a Mike.
Oh, he's a Mike. That might be who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, his name's Mike.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Although, in all fairness, I kind of stopped following him because on his channel he started putting up live feedings of his snakes.
Yeah, I seen that.
And I am totally not comfortable with that.
Well, it's like this. When I seen it, in fact, just as you said that, I seen it tonight, and I was watching it, and they put a rat, this big white and brown rat, in with this yellow snake.
And they laughed.
And it starts. Yes.
Yeah. That got me, man. I couldn't, in good conscience.
That's right. That's right. When they laughed about it, I mean, it's like you feed them. You know, if they didn't laugh, I mean, like they're feeding the animal, but they took pleasure in that squeak when it squeaked.
Exactly. I can't handle that. I used to actually keep rats as pets.
I mean,
and they're wonderful pets. They are sentient, intelligent animals.
Yes. I never take pleasure in animal suffering. You know, that's just.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not. I don't like that.
Hello, Red Laser. So yeah, and I did so much as put basically that in a comment, and then I unfollowed.
Yep, it hasn't been on since. It's been a month ago.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I wouldn't know because I don't follow them.
The last video that showed that with them feeding was a month ago. And Gord, welcome. Nice and early for you. I'm a late owl, so this is the tail end of my day.
I mean, they live about as long as some fish.
Yeah.
A couple of years.
Oh yeah. let's see here. Mike's Aquatics and Things stopped streaming because of health issues.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's another Mike I haven't seen around in a while.
Yeah, that's right. Aquatics and Things. Yeah. Hmm.
Well, all the best to him. I hope his health improves.
Yes. There's been a lot of, fish tubers that come and go, and they're here for a year, and then all of
No,
a sudden,
that's true, June. But even even a lot of the bigger YouTubers do not live feed. To demonstrate feeding.
yeah,
and they certainly don't laugh about it. About the misery of a freaking live animal.
it's like when you see those manta shrimp. They have these guys. They have the manta shrimp in the saltwater tanks. They'll throw a crab in there, and it goes up, and they'll go up, and they have these powerful.
Yeah.
You can hear it snap, and they start laughing. It's like, you know what? That's not for me. I mean, I've live.
Yeah,
fed,
like it's not for me, and that's fine. Like,
I've had big cichlids where I'll give them, worms, or in the past, or even in the early days before it wasn't found out they were getting parasites from it. Goldfish or something like that. But it wasn't a suffering type thing. It's like they snap it up and it's gone. Nothing to laugh about. And I wasn't laughing about it. I was feeding the fish. It's a big difference.
yeah.
But I don't live feed anymore. I mean, that was years and years and years ago. So probably before you were born, even. Probably.
Fish tank barn. Yeah, that kind of gets to me too a bit, June.
He's a good guy. He lives in my state here in Michigan, Mike from the Fish Tank Barn. Yeah, he's got a great channel.
I kind of get it though. Like, once the snake gets to a certain size, they kind of need bigger meals.
Oh yeah, rabbits and piglets. Oh.
Mm.
I would.
Again, it's not like they're alive.
Well, unless they feed them live, but that'd be terrible to have.
No.
Be terrible.
Oh God, that's horrid.
Mm. All right, so we got that one. The type of fish. Let's go on to the next banner. This is an interesting one. If you keep only one size fish tank, now not the number of tanks, but just one size for your entire fish room, what size?
Okay.
What size would you keep? Taking into consideration the maintenance and the type of fish you want to keep. And I'm thinking, I got some ideas, but I was going to see what everybody else had to say about it.
I'd have to say 55.
55 gallon?
Yeah.
June says 1,000 gallon. Yeah.
Really? I thought you were going to say 420, June.
Bigger is always better, Scotty says. It is, but you know what? There's certain times where the bigger tanks aren't really, depending on what you're doing. If you're breeding fish, you want to have a smaller tank because they're able to find each other easier, and then you go to put the grow outs. You put a grow outs in a huge tank, and they have a really difficult time finding food, and a lot of them starve to death.
Yeah.
So I mean, taking everything into consideration is like, if you want to be a fish breeder, if you want to just keep fish, a bigger is probably better. But if you want to breed fish and have little, fry, you're going to want like a smaller tank to.
No,
to raise.
One size of tank, June.
Yeah, just one size for all of you. Say if you wanted to have.
So the size of choice, not the number of tanks. The size of the tank.
Just the size of the tank. You can have 100 of these tanks, but they have to be the same size. If there's only one size available to you that you had to choose from, what would that be? I know Aquarium Delirium says June beat me to it with a. Well, good luck with that maintenance there, Mel. I don't think I'd want to do maintenance on a 1,000 gallon tank. Not every week, anyway.
How big is a giant pool of fish? I don't know, at least 10,000 gallons.
Oh yeah.
Oh, like
Olympic.
Olympic size is like 50,000, isn't it?
Now 240 gallon. That's interesting. I want to get a 240, a 8-foot 240. Eventually down here, just as have like a big display tank.
Aquarium Delirium says, I've got the scuba gear.
Hey, you need it. You need it.
Yeah,
Yep. And Scotty says he wanted
the
one
squeegee
tank.
kit.
I'll stick with a giant pool in the backyard full of fish. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I would actually have to have it as an indoor pool. Like, yeah, sure, build the pool, but then enclose it.
Yeah,
That way, no predators whatsoever get into this pool.
Yep. Because you guys got the predators in Australia. I know that. Snakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, she has 3 240s. Wow. Yeah, that's a perfect size for any kind of large cichlid.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to keep red devils. I've had a couple red tiger Oscars, but I used to keep the red devils. I had one about, I don't know, 12, 14 inches. He was a big, massive monster. He was really aggressive. I had a pair, and they spawned for me, and then I had this rock structure that when he wanted to breed and she didn't, he would chase her around, and I had this cave set up. He'd go in there, and he'd calm down, and then they'd get along. And then he was so powerful that he hit it, and it collapsed. And I came home from work, and she was under this rock. She was still gasping.
Oh,
I
no.
took her rock off. Yeah, she was dead.
Aww.
She died.
That's sad.
Yeah, but I had them in a 90-gallon tank. That pair, it was just the pair alone, so it was a decent sized tank for them. But they're aggressive. Oh, look at that!
But that's the sunset.
Oh, the sunset. Wow.
Dusk.
That's interesting how when you got the time is so different. 14. I think it's 14 hours our times.
I think so. Yeah, it depends on what part of the country you're in America, because you guys have like 6 different time zones.
Yeah.
More than that, no? Something like that.
Well, we got Pacific, we got Central, and we got Eastern. So basically 3 time zones, I think. Well, there's another one too. There's I know from Ohio, or not Ohio, but Illinois and Wisconsin, from about there east is all in the same time zone, all the way to New York.
Oh, okay.
And then we have the middle, Kansas, Nebraska, Texas, and all those. They're in the Central time, or Mountain time, they call it. And then we got the Pacific. They're 3 hours later than us, or earlier than us.
Yeah, Eastern, Central, Pacific.
Yep.
There's only one time, the present.
Yeah, that's true. There's only now. Definitely. So, what would your size be? What size tank would you have, Adele?
I said it before, 55.
Oh, the 55. That's right.
Either 55 or 100. I think 100 would probably be the top of my limit. Just in being able to, do all the maintenance and everything on it.
I think for me it would probably be a 40-gallon breeder.
Yeah, 40 breeders are good. Well, this is around the same size as a 40 breeder. This is, technically it's 34.5 gallons. It's about 35 gallons. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But I think it's got the same footprint as a 40. Not sure.
The 40 is 3 feet.
Or a 40 is a little bit longer. Well, this is 3 feet long.
Okay, it's 36, and then the width, the front to back is 18 inches, and then the height is.
Let me get my tape measure.
Okay.
I've
That's
done
okay.
this before, but I just can't remember.
Right. Good. Arnold's here. That's okay, Arnold. I appreciate it. I was just reaching out to
Hey, King's Aquarius.
reaching out to my friends in Australia, and then I usually stream at a time that's really super early in the morning for them, and I just thought I'm up late at night. Why not go ahead and do a later stream and see how it goes? It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And that was great when your nanny sang happy birthday to Tara. That was wonderful. I love that.
Okay, so we are 3 feet long. Ow. Ow.
Yeah, that's the 40 breeder. Yep.
3
She's got
feet long.
Yours 37 gallons.
17 high, and then from back to front, it is 14.
14. Okay. So that's what the difference is. It's 18, so it's 4 inches front to back. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Oh, so it's the same height and
no,
length.
The 40 breeder. Is that? It's not. Let me see here. 20 inches. That seems pretty tall. Let me see what I got here. I got.
It's like 17 or something, I think I said.
Yeah, it's not. I think it's like 17 or 18. Let's see what it is.
40 breeder is 36 by 18 by 20.
Nope. It's well, I just measured it at 16 inches deep from the height. According to this, let's make sure.
Back to front. 14
yes,
wide.
17 inches tall. 17 inches.
Yeah. I think that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, 17.
Hello, Melvin. How you doing there?
So it's a little under a 40.
Oh, that's okay, Scotty. Yep, I get things.
I'm about 5 gallons short of a 40.
Okay, yeah. That's a nice tank, though. You got to escape so nice.
It is. It's a good size.
You can do a lot with a tank that size.
Anyone thinking about getting me a Christmas present? I am in the market for a Python.
Oh, yeah. For your water.
Hiking all the buckets is starting to tick me off.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I do hike I use the buckets to take from all the tanks over to the sink, but then I fill them up with a hose.
Yeah.
But
well, I think because I can add everything into the tank, I can add the dechlorinator, or the water ages straight into the tank as it's filling.
Mm-hmm.
It would save me a lot of dragging buckets backwards and forwards.
The tape might be made out of rubber.
Wow, Christopher.
Oh, this one here?
That's dangerous. That's dangerous, buddy. And get me whatever I want, hey?
Hey, that's great. Well, you just got to make a list now, and they'll be all set.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, dear.
I calculated 37
Adele's
gallons.
tank by the calculator is 37 gallons.
Yeah, I love that calculator.
Really? So it's 130 liters, Scotty. 130 liters is 34.5 gallons. Wow, it's 66 degrees. Getting chilly.
What's the temperature? 66 degrees?
Yeah, it's dropping. It's going to be like 7 degrees Celsius tonight.
Let's see here. It's 52 here right now.
Whatever.
52
it's meant to be.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah. It's going to be freaking cold here tonight.
going to be hot tomorrow here. It's going to up in the 80s, which would be what, about 27, 28
We're
degrees
at the right time of year. We're getting the wind. We get like high winds and stuff at this time of year.
Yep.
It's not anything. It's just the wind that gets you because it goes right through you.
Mm-hmm. It does. So,
Hi, Melvin.
Melvin, have you did you see the banner here? If you could keep any size aquarium, but you can only have one size, that you can have as many as you want. What size?
Yeah, what would it be?
But you got to take into consideration. You got to do the work to keep them all maintained and everything. What size is your size tank? And I don't know if did Mel answer that? Mel, did you put your size tank that
they
you
kind of round up or down to get the gallon size. It's a 2-inch bulkhead rule. Yeah. We know all about your issues with the bulkheads.
You know, I've always wondered
sort of not quite.
How many Oscars does June have right now?
I think she counted them. I've been trying to get her to do a census, but she keeps buying more Oscars.
A lot of Oscars, I tell you. They are really cool fish, though.
Those new little guys, the tiny guys, are so freaking cute.
Christopher says a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of Oscars.
Oh, yeah.
58?
More.
Is that degrees or
58 degrees? I think we're talking about degrees.
Oh, wow. Look at
Last count was 68, but that was before you got the new guys. I think.
68 Oscars. Oh, my goodness. Let's see here now. We got, Deb says here the volume. Pull that up here.
The volume of tank is usually less on the box label than the measurements, I'm guessing, to allow for substrate and hardscape. Oh.
That's interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yep. I remember, because like with this other tank that I set up back in the early days when I was young, I'd fill the tank all the way up and then I'd start putting the decorations in it, and it's like all of a sudden, we're over. So you gotta allow for that.
I've got to top that tank up tomorrow. I'm not going to do it tonight because it's going to be really freaking cold. I don't want to be playing with water tonight.
No. I always say,
but I've been ghost feeding this tank because there's nothing actually in it. And
you have plants in it, right?
Yeah, the plants are doing better.
That fish food will help the plants too. I mean, they have to eat.
Yeah, the ghost feeding, and I've also been putting the flourish in. Once or twice a week. But all the plants are starting to get healthy growth on the top, which is really cool. And they're colored, like they're greening up. So
yeah, looking nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's 58, Adele? That Scotty. That was it's 58 Oscars he thought that June had, and it's 60 degrees.
Okay. Oh.
Yep.
So this is easy for you to tell. The difference in the color of the plants. So you can see like this lighter green. They've been in the tank the whole time. I added in some plants, and you can see they're a darker green. They're a healthier green. These were from a different tank. Same plants, different tanks. So, and this is the problem I've had. Like, they washed out, they melted, they just were not happy. And I'm really, really fighting to get them back to healthy again. They're getting there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even the hornwort's still alive, so...
Well, the hornwort will survive no matter what. I mean, that stuff is so...
Yeah.
My hornwort here, I could throw a little piece like 3-4 inches in a tank, and within a week, it's 5-6 inches. It grows.
Yeah.
So I used to take huge handfuls of it, Adele, and I'd throw it in with the Mbunas. They would eat it.
Oh,
I mean, a big bunch. I would reach in and grab a huge amount. throw in there and it'd be gone the next day.
Oh wow.
They would be seriously fat. So 300 liters. That's about a 75-gallon tank, I think, isn't it?
I think.
I believe. Let's see now. Let's do the math. Got
300 liter. Is that an 8-foot?
I'm not sure.
6 or 8-foot.
If it's a 75-gallon, it's usually a 4-foot tank. But 300 liters. I mean, I've seen them. A 60-gallon tank or 40-gallon long tank. It was, I think, when they had it. It's normally 4 feet, but I seen one they had that was 5 feet long. It was just shorter, and it was the same width, but it was just shorter from top to bottom. Oh, Kitty!
Oh yeah, she's stuck on. It's her dinner time in about 30 minutes. So she's awake and about to cause mischief because she's hungry.
That's what I was about to say too. It said once you add fish to it, the plants will really flourish.
I got my second lot of crystals from Belinda.
Oh, nice.
This one's one of my favorites so far.
Oh yeah.
It's got.
That's gorgeous.
There's little. Need to get into some better light. There's little mini clusters inside, which is just amazing. And this little guy, the dragon, is probably my other favorite. Just for the detail in the carving.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You can see like all of the scales and everything.
Oh yeah.
He's very cool.
Scotty Aquati says, I made a big mistake last week. 75-gallon has been giving me problems with some green algae on the gravel.
Uh-oh.
So I used Flourish Excel and did a small dose. The next day, half of the fish died.
Oh no. Oh, buddy.
Yeah, that's very unusual why that would happen like that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. June says, just did the Oscar total. Wow. Okay, we're going to have to wait for it.
Wait for it. They are. Hey, Debs. I'm so chuffed.
You chuffed.
What else?
Yes.
Chuffed. Happy.
Yep. I've been learning the lingo.
Got a little PlayStation controller.
Oh, Rainbows.
I can't remember what they were.
Sorry about that, Scotty. It's a big number. Hey.
The rutile.
Are we going to take a guess at that, June? Run a contest.
Should do a poll, June. Do a poll on your community tab to see what people think. And then release the number in a video.
Deb says, let's have it, June.
Do it as a competition.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be great for a nice poll. I ran a poll about the Aquatic Addict Anonymous earlier.
Scotty.
69. All right. Yeah,
the hornwort in this tank just goes absolutely crazy.
Oh, yeah. That means there's good nutrients in the water. That's good.
Yeah.
So that's probably ready for fish.
Oh, this one. That one. This has fish in it.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you add fish to the other one.
Everything except for the big one has fish in it.
What were you going to put in that big one?
Well, Craig and Belinda were going to send me some fish. And I think so far I'd planned on some bristle noses, some longfin bristles.
Oh, okay.
But I'd actually been thinking, because, bristle nose do tend to just hide out and they hang out.
That's not been my experience.
Really?
Mine are out on the glass. They're moving around. I can sit in front of them. They'll come up to the glass. So they're all over.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
knowing me, whenever I want to see them, they'll all be hiding.
yeah, they're not real
That's
bashful.
why I'd been thinking of the Bolivian Rams.
Oh,
Because they'd go all right with the bristlenose would do all right with them. I'd
absolutely.
hope.
They come. They come from the same one.
Yeah,
That'd be a
but
nice
at least
combination.
the Bolivians will poke their heads out and they'll come up and have a look and see what I'm doing. And you're going to feed me, Blob?
Yeah, my bristle nose are out all the time. If I had my phone, if I was on, I'm on my iPad right now, so I can't really do it. But my bristle nose. Well, actually, I can do it. Shall I do that?
This one's
Let's
my
go.
other favorite.
I'm gonna go ahead and. Let's see here. Okay. So plug this for a moment.
Oh yes, Dizzy, I know you're hungry. Give me a minute. The cat's having a tanty. All right, Dizzy, I'll feed you.
Of course, there's quite a few of them in here too, along with the blue.
Yeah, and then again, you don't have a lot of cover for them. I think I have more plants and driftwood and stuff for them to hide.
Right. Well, yeah. You know what? That's a good point because I over here. Well, here, there's not much cover in this tank. There's my new Betta, by the way. For a little while now, she's doing great. She's so full of eggs right now. If I was to get a male in there, she'd be the breed immediately. She's ready to breed right now. He was trying to hanging out with them. Molly's trying to get somewhere, but wrong species. But yeah, I'm taking you over here. The 65. Now I got a breeding pair of the parrot. They're always down there in the cave, and there's another cave around. Let's go around this way. See if we can see them down there. Where that rock is leaning against it. They go down there quite a bit. Oh, there's the female right there. Attached to the spring filter.
Yeah.
I got to play your mouth.
Oh. Melvin says his dream tank is a 250-gallon saltwater. If I was allowed to only keep one size tank, I would have to say 125.
Okay, but it's not just one tank. If you wanted to keep more than one tank, you
but he's saying one size.
Oh, one size, 125. You know, that's a good size tank.
It is. It's a good tank. Yeah.
I guess with something like that, you could probably keep pretty much. Let's flip this back around here. You could keep any kind of fish you really wanted in a tank that size. I mean, you have to do the maintenance. Yeah. You know, that's all right. Okay. Let's get back over here for a second. This is my. Whoops. Let's try this again. All right.
Dizzy, come over here. Come on. Come here. Come sit. Yes, I'm talking to you. Come on.
I went to the pet store yesterday and they had a balloon gold rams.
Come sit.
Oh.
Dizzy, hello. Come here. Come. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Good sit. Stay. Stay there.
That's true. Scott even says if you don't want your pleco to hide, just don't put too many caves in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I want them to feel safe.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to So I kind of want everything.
Oh yeah.
I've settled on the long fins though because they're just so freaking pretty. Craig's long fins are gorgeous.
Oh, they are. Now the long fins you're getting, are they going to be are they the calico ones?
No, I want albinos. That's why I'm waiting.
That's what I have mostly. I
I
have right now.
probably get a bit of a mixture.
I have the lemon blue eyes upstairs. That's my
Good
favorite.
Sit. Good sit. You got it. Good gal.
After the Keystone Clash, I'm going to be buckling down and trying to buy a house and maybe rent my condo out, but need a basement down with concrete floors. Yeah. I tell you, that's what I love about my basement down here. It's all concrete floors, and I can splash
I do
water.
like the ranch style.
Yeah.
Ranch style houses are nice.
That's what mine is. It's all one level. I don't have an upstairs. It's just, well, the main floor and then down here in the basement.
Most of our houses here are one level. You're getting a lot more, upper and lower level here, but we don't have basements in Australia.
Oh.
Or attic.
You probably don't get too many tornadoes and stuff like that, do you?
Well, we do. We get tropical cyclones and stuff. Not everywhere.
Yeah, they get. I'm not sure. Well, we put basements. I don't know if it's for storm safety, but I think maybe extra, storage space and stuff like that.
I love the idea of a basement as an extra living space because it's insulated. So whether it's, summer or winter, in summer it's going to be cooler. In winter it's going to be warmer.
It's chilly down here in wintertime. I can say that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I've got heat ducts coming down. And it is, but it generally stays, cooler down here all year round.
Oh, okay.
Like the other day when it was like 90 out, I was hot down here. It was like well in the 70s. Probably, in Celsius it'd probably be about 26, 27 down here.
Yeah.
And
yeah, something like that.
It was pretty hot down here in the basement. That's usually about the hottest it's gotten this year. After the Keystone Clash, I'm going to be buckling down. Yep.
Well, at least you wouldn't need heaters.
Right.
At least you're in summer. See, I pull all the heaters out of my tanks in summer.
I got them all in there, but they just don't come on when it's when it's warm down here.
Oh, I unplug them. I'm not going to use the extra power. My electricity bill would skyrocket.
Oh, it does anyway now. Everything's going up with that. With the utilities, my goodness, especially in England.
Yeah.
All right.
Usually about October, I'm going to start unplug. Well, just when it starts getting warmer.
That's so weird because that's when it starts getting colder here is in October.
Yeah.
I think your summer and our winter is just the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay, we got our last banner here. I think it's the last one. Yeah. Okay. Do you breed fish? Do you propagate plants? I breed fish, but plants,
Well, I have guppies and I have plants.
Yep.
So yes.
And I got endlers. I got cichlids. I breed them all. Plecos. I breed them.
Not that I've successfully line bred any of my guppies. They just kind of do their thing. But the plants, yes, I propagate. I will. I go in and I trim and I replant and I've actually propagated. So I've pulled apart one of my Anubias. I've still got the original plant in there. But I took about 3 different cuttings off that Anubias and I put them in the big tank. And they're doing quite well now. So I'd say that's successful.
Oh, it definitely is.
I've
with
got to
my-
do the same thing with the one down there. It's outgrown its little piece of driftwood, so I need to snip off some of that, probably about half of that, and then put it in here on this side of the driftwood.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have lots of moss. I just take that and take a piece of it and put another tank, and it takes off. And always,
Oh, I found some moss in here.
Gil says I can grow duckweed. Hey,
There's some little pieces of moss in here that have started growing. So I've got to get in and pull that out before it becomes a problem in there. But
what is it?
Everything's little pieces of moss have started growing in here in the substrate. So I need to get in there, and I've just got to catch up on all my well, it came attached to the driftwood that I got with the Anubias. So it's sort of, I don't know how it ended up in that tank. That's really weird. Yeah. I keep trying to pull it all off the driftwood, and it keeps growing back.
Oh. I like moss. I grow it on purpose, but I got with the shrimp and everything, and it's good for the it's good for the environment in there. I mean, get the ecosystem going. Yeah. And there we go. Scotty says it's 4:20.
Hey, smoke them if you got them, buddy. So I've got some big females at the moment. I'm due for a die-off event at some point, I reckon. I have some huge female guppies.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be dumping some fry in there.
This girl, no, well, the big girl, I reckon she's due to pass away at some point. I keep getting a lot of babies in this tank. Lots of babies. So these girls have been busy. And they've just had some babies. So there's teeny tiny little guys. And oh, hello, you're a hunchback. There's some teeny tiny little guys in there. So this tank does amazing. It's doing freaking amazing things. Haven't really seen babies in this tank for a while. But I'm guessing they're eating them, which I don't mind. I have enough babies.
Yeah, they'll keep control of the population for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, there'll be some that will make it. It'll take over for as.
And I've got lots of babies in there as well.
They'll take the place of them.
Yeah, got lots of babies in here. I'm probably due for some more babies.
Gil says he wants to breed the geos once his fish room's done. That would be awesome.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
I love the geophagus. They go and they scoop up the sand, they spew it out their gills. It's really cool.
They're a nice looking fish too.
They are. I like those, and I also like the thread finnicaras, the albino ones.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just gorgeous.
They're nice.
Absolutely gorgeous fish. I like my fire mouths do similar. They'll take the sand or the gravel and they'll spit it out. And
there's the otter hanging out. Hello, guys. Hi.
Yeah, I took.
Out on the back of the pool.
I tried some of that black diamond blasting grit for my substrate. It looks pretty nice in it. I'll bring this over. We can take a look. This tank here, switch this around. Oh, back camera. I still have to scape it, but it's got a few ram's horn snails in here.
I love the ram's horns. You get so many pretty colors.
Oh yeah, I line breed those. I got some in my other tank over there. I have some really nice pink ones. But if you can see back there, I got little tiny blue star endler fry.
Oh,
I put the females in there. I had a couple females I brought over here just to cycle the tank.
and they
They were in
popped.
here one day, and they dropped their babies. And
They
there's,
probably stress popped.
well, I don't know
I've
about
had a
that.
couple do that when I move them. They get just from the move they stress out.
Okay, because it was just right from one tank to the other. Took them just a second, but
Yeah, and my
there's the
girls
male.
do the same thing. It's kind of funny.
Ah.
So like, okay, if you don't pop, I'm moving you.
Well, it took them a
Kind of
day.
work.
I mean, yeah, it was like I put them in one day, and then the next day came down. There was fry. But the fry are growing pretty fast here in this tank. Kind of hard to see them though. I mean, they're so tiny.
Yeah.
You can see them back here though. I got to do something with the cords on this new heater. This is the one that I did a video for Higer.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be on Amazon, but I haven't seen it there yet.
Oh.
There's a blue one moving.
That's so pretty. I love that color.
Oh, this. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, the only ones I've seen here are the normal red ram's horns.
Yeah, I got the blue ones, and I got one that's called a leopard.
Yeah, like it's like a purpley pink. I think you said. Yeah, the pink ones. That's so cool.
Yeah, lots of them there crawling up the glass.
I'm kind of smitten with my little bladder snails.
You know what? I like snails. I really do. They're so good.
They have teeny little eyes, and their eyes aren't on their little antennas. So
Yeah.
they do kind of have little faces.
Yeah, they do.
When the bigger one comes up, and while it's grabbing some air, it just kind of looks at me. It's really cute.
It is. I love snails. So when I was breeding the mystery snails, which I'm getting back into that again. I stopped collecting the clutches, and then my old snails passed away, and I found myself without any to breed anymore, and then eventually they die of old age. And this tank here had nothing but duckweed all over the top. It was completely packed. I put this red zebra mbuna in there in that peacock cichlid, and in about 3 weeks it was all gone.
Oh wow!
They
I'd love to do some what do you call it? Immersed? No, like where you just have the roots in the tank.
Oh, like the pothos, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to do something like that. But I'd want to get like an external grow light to hang off the wall.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah. Because I could do ferns, I could do all sorts of stuff. I'm not necessarily a fan of pothos because I've got a cat.
That's toxic to them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Same with like the lily, like peace lilies and stuff as well. It's toxic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But ferns and that sort of thing, I don't see any issue with. I could do like strawberries, or I could do all sorts of stuff.
Right.
Riparian plant.
Yes. Here again. Riparian. Yeah. I'm not sure what those are. You know what those are, Adele?
No, please explain. I've heard the term, I just can't remember.
I'm so plant illiterate that I just know hornwort, moss, Anubias, crypt. I don't know much about plants, but that's the new phase in my hobby that's coming in. Interesting.
Hey, Budget Pond Keeper, g'day.
Hey, Chris, how you doing, sir? Welcome.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Yes, sir. Very nice indeed. He keeps ponds, so I was going to ask because he was interested in starting an aquarium. Chris, did you start your aquarium yet? I know he has some beautiful koi fish in his pond, but he was talking about getting an aquarium.
Oh, okay. It's a different kind of challenge, I suppose, isn't it? Doing well, guys. Hope you both well. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Doing well here. It's a bit cold this evening, but I'll live.
I'm just up hanging out a little bit late here at my place, and houseplants
growing out of the top of the tank. Yeah.
I seen some.
Well, I could do
bamboo.
that.
Some stuff called lucky bamboo. It's kind of going spiral.
Yeah. Oh, that I worry about that splitting the bottom of my tank, because that's the sort of thing that grows and grows and grows, and it's a freaking pest.
It won't break. Well,
but I worry about it, like getting into like the silicon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I just it might. I don't know whether it would, but I'm just too paranoid to keep it.
I know Jack and Dan has it in their tanks.
Yeah.
They grow them coming out of there, and they're kind of neat though. They just kind of like they get to a certain point, they're straight, and then when they start coming out of the water, they start doing the spiral.
They curl, yeah.
Yeah, they curl.
Speaking of Jack and Dan, shout out to Jack and Dan, because they are always in my replay crew.
Oh yeah, they do.
Almost every single video that I've put out, they comment.
They do. They're very good supporters.
Absolutely.
Hello, Mark.
Welcome, G'day, sir. Mark. About time you got here, mate.
See you here, all right.
Work for a removal company. The people we moved have given me a 6-foot tank. Wow, with all the pumps, filters, lights, etc. So hopefully I'll be setting it up soon. A bit big for no, not at all. 6-foot tank's awesome. That's a great size.
That is a nice size.
You could even keep koi in, keep your baby koi in that.
Yeah, you could. I would suggest trying to do something different, maybe, but that's just me.
Yeah, well, I know. Long fin comets, I don't know, goldfish. Depends. What do you have any ideas yet on what you're going to put in it?
With a tank that size, you can pretty much keep anything he wants, really.
Yeah. I would love to do like a 6-foot planted tank, like fully scape it out with your driftwood and hardscape and plants and.
Well, once I find homes for these African cichlids, well, it's a 4-foot tank, but that'll still make a nice scape in there.
Absolutely.
I plan on doing that and getting. Well, I have live plants in pretty much every tank I have right now, but it's not what you'd call a fully planted. It's got like moss or it has hornwort. It has some form of vegetation.
There's plants in it, but there's not so much scape.
Yeah. Scaping. I'm probably not even at the infant stage yet when it comes to
this is kind of my first attempt at trying to do a layout, like with driftwood and plants. So I'm in the very early stages of figuring it out myself, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. Chris says, how long should I leave it to settle before adding fish? Tropical, but I prefer schooling fish. Shoaling fish or schooling fish? Well,
shoaling, yeah. At least a month.
Yeah, that's a good. But if you have a filter that's already been seeded, you can put that in there, and you can start adding fish a few at a time.
Yeah.
Because it puts the beneficial bacteria in the tank and gets it kick-started.
Well, I tried that with the guppies in this tank, and that kind of backfired on me. So I'm doing it a bit differently this time. I'm
How did it?
about 3 or 4 weeks into this one now, so I just reset it. But all I've got in here at the moment is plants. I've used my, my pre-seeded filter media. I've been ghost feeding it, and I've also been using liquid fertilizer. And I'm just gonna let it go as long as I want, really.
How did you try to get it seed? I mean, when you said it backfired on you, what did you do?
I don't know. I have no idea. I set it up. I used pre-seeded filter media from my other tanks, even a little bit of old water as well. Like doing water changes and things. I'd top it up with a bit of the old water to get all of the, ammonia and nitrite, all that sort of stuff in the water column into the tank. I'd squeeze out the filter media from all of these tanks into here. So I did all the right things, just for some reason the fish died. I still don't know. I'd got the water tested a few times, and according to the tests, nothing was wrong. Everything was within acceptable levels. So I'm going to leave it as long as I can at the moment to let it really settle in. And like, there's a lot of algae and stuff building up on the tank walls, and it's looking good. Yeah.
The algae starts blooming and that, it's
oh yeah, well, it's looking pretty green on this side. So there's the driftwood's nice and green up the back as well. It's a nice layer of algae there. And
do you have snails in that tank?
No.
Oh.
I did think about a mystery snail, but I don't want to put bladder snails in there. I'd never get them out.
Yep.
I got my little bladder snails in my container here.
Yeah, mystery snail would be that. That'd be a feast for it.
This thing is kind of like, if a snail could survive the apocalypse, these guys could. They live in a container of water with no filtration.
That's what I feel about my Malaysian trumpet snails. Those guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can take a nuclear blast and they'd still make it.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much food in there. I don't even have to put food in. The adults there trying to come up for some air.
I would say no
All
on
the babies are getting bigger.
I think snails make more waste than what they eat. They probably because they need the food to get the energy to slide around, and no, they're definitely a good cleanup crew. I would.
Rummy nose tetra are awesome. Yeah,
they are.
I do like my tetras. I do.
That's a species right there, Debs, that I've been wanting to try. I love that little flag tail on them. They got the little.
The one really good thing about rummy nose tetras is they're kind of like little canary fish, where that red face, you know that something's wrong with your parameters or your fish when they go really pale.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I really liked about having the rummies. When they got stressed out, I knew something was wrong.
You still have them?
No, I had them back when I was with my ex. I had a 55-gallon.
Oh.
So I had like rummy nose, I had Danios, I had a couple of angels, Harlequin rasboras, bristlenose, Corys.
You've had a lot of
I had
in my life, and I've been in this hobby since '74.
I had dwarf gourami, but they picked on him.
I did
have it. Yeah, they're so cool.
I want to get.
Yeah. What else did I have in there? Oh, mollies as well. The mollies. So the mollies picked on the dwarf gourami. Which kind of sucked. He ended up with a big hole in his side. Yeah, they were little assholes. Oh, wow. they were little buttholes. They yeah. They're like, no, this is our tank.
Well, I do.
I love the Danios. I'd love to have some longfin Danios.
Yeah, they're
They just
nice.
look so pretty.
They are pretty. I like the. I love the zebra Daniels. Even the short fish I like real well.
Yeah, that's really pretty fish.
But the
Um,
molly, I have my black mollies. I use those as dithers for my aggressive little shell dwellers.
yeah. Well,
And
that
you know
makes
what?
it. But mollies are actually pretty aggressive themselves. They're little buttheads.
Yeah, they
Um,
nobody gets hurt in that tank, but they don't allow the little cichlid to batter it. I mean, the
yeah,
cichlid,
they'll stand their ground.
it'll chase it, but then the molly will turn around and actually confront it a little bit.
Yeah,
And it's like, okay, they have an agreement now. It's like they all get along. Mollies take the top part of the tank, and the cichlids have the bottom part. And the food comes down. We all
yeah,
So it's a nice harmony there between the two species. So
yeah.
we went to this one already. Yeah, I'd say no on that one. Snails are great, Chris. I would recommend snails to anybody who's starting a tank. I mean, if you want your fish to be healthy, you want your tank to be healthy, it'll be more. I can guarantee you right now. A lot of people hate snails. They say they're eyesore. They don't, they're a pest. I tell you what,
The only thing with snails is you can't use any medications or treatments that have copper in them,
right?
and you have to make sure that you have like really, really good calcium in your tanks.
Yep.
So a source of calcium, either crushed coral or
Yep.
something like that for the snails to keep their shells healthy.
That's exactly right.
Otherwise the shells thin out, they crack, and they die basically.
They have a high pH too. Yep. The pH and the calcium. That's all real. You have healthy snails though. You keep the healthy snails, you're going to have a healthy tank. I use snails a lot, Adele. Like, I mean, if you were to get a mystery snail for that big tank,
well, that's actually got me thinking now, because Ultimate Aquarium has a buttload of them. They have a big tank.
Yeah.
One of their tanks on their shop floor with just mystery snails, and there's some big suckers in there too.
Well, if you get one, try to get small ones. You get a big mystery snail, and they're probably a year old, and they in my experience, I mean, they say that they only have a 1 year lifespan, but I've had some that I've had for almost 3 years before they passed.
There you go.
And they were good size. I mean, they were about the size of a golf ball. But
I was about to say these ones. Some of the ones in that tank are about the size of a golf ball. Yeah.
Yeah, but pick the small ones, because that way they're young, and they're going to do better for you. They're not going to be a lot hardier to begin with, because you get a small snail, they adjust much easier than the older ones do.
Yeah.
You'll be happy.
The one fish that I was worried about when I got it was the Otto. Because everything I read said that Otocinclus were really sensitive to changes. So, buying them, getting them home from the fish store, acclimating them to your water, and, popping them in your tank was a process, and, most likely to fail because they're just so sensitive. I did get two a week apart, and one of them passed away. So, but that was unrelated. I think he had a little fuzzy fin, and by the time I got to it, it didn't. I don't know what happened, but he passed away.
I love those little autos, where they're like tiny little plecos. That's.
Yeah, I could sit there and stare at mine all day. He's seriously so cute.
And they have some different species of the autos now. They have the zebra ones.
They do, yeah. There's different varieties of them.
Yeah, I seen that. And they had one that had spots on it. It was like a polka dot. Really interesting.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah.
I like it.
Well, I can see how they get confused for the Chinese algae eaters.
I love, you know what? And I'm going to probably get a lot of negative things on that. I love the Chinese algae eater. You know why? They do a better job cleaning algae. And people say, oh, they don't. When they get big, they don't. I've had one that was about 7 inches long, and that Chinese algae eater worked his tail off every minute. He never stopped cleaning algae, and he never once attacked fish. I had it in a tank full of convicts, which are aggressive cichlids.
I suppose if he has enough food, he's not going to try and suck the slime coat off other fish.
Yeah. They get a bad rap. They're great fish.
It's all about that balance.
Yep. They get plenty to eat, and they're gonna be just fine. They're not gonna bother anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at the time, and it's about 4:45 my time, a.m., and it's about time for me to wrap this up, I think.
Oh, no worries.
And probably should do that and get some sleep. I'm getting a bit slurring my words a little bit here because I'm a little bit on the tired side. I wanted to take time out to come over to Australia and see all you guys, and I'd love to go there in person.
Absolutely. One day.
Maybe one day. I'll put it on my bucket list. I'll try it.
Yeah.
Go out there
I'm so excited to meet Danny and Kenny next year. I'm so excited.
Kenny
they're coming to Australia around October next year.
Oh, wow. So
it's I think their bucket list to come over here and hang out with some fish keepers and stuff. So
thank you very much. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you, Gil. Next time
thank you, everyone, for coming.
I'd like to get the panel sometime, Gil. That would be great.
Yeah.
I had him one time, and he was on there, and but I think it was early in the morning. I believe it was like 4 o'clock in the morning.
I tell you, it'd be really nice to be up on a panel with more than just me being the only Aussie. We need more Aussies on panel. Just saying.
That's right.
Hint, 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 hint.
Who's going live next?
Oh, not me, mate. I'm starting to get a bit tired too now. I've got to go and wind down after my day at work.
Well, we have Mark and Gil and Scotty. Scotty, do you ever go do lives? Have we ever seen Scotty Aquati on live? I'm not sure.
No. Scotty, why don't you go live?
Scotty, sometime if you ever want to go on a live or something, I'll put the link at the top.
Yeah.
And then you want to join in and have a little conversation and whatnot. That's if some people don't like to go on the camera and be on the camera like that, like you can see how Adele has hers.
Well, this is, yeah. You don't want to see me right now.
Well, you want to see me.
I am a literal train wreck.
Because what's it? You know what? That's exactly right, Gil. But I'm terrible. You can ask Adele here. I'm terrible, but I've learned a lot. And really, it's not that difficult. Once you realize, like, for instance, with you, you're a truck driver, and you got certain ways of having to do, driving your truck, and it's a big vehicle and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's easy. It's really easy. I mean, if I can do it, I know for a fact you can do it.
We can always walk you through stuff as well, mate.
The missus would kill
you. Ever have any?
Yeah. If you went live, Mark, she'd kill you?
Yeah.
Is that what Well, he's been live before. I've watched one time.
Yeah, while she's been at work.
Keystone Clash is coming. Yeah, I'll be watching for that. I wish I could do the Clash, but I'm not able to do it this year. But I'll be watching that. But,
I'm going to try to.
Yeah. Oh, the Keystone Clash?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I saw some streams last year from the Clash.
Yes.
Last time.
They're good. Mark, my friend Mark Shelley, he's going to be there. He's going to take a bunch of shrimp with him and sell.
Mm.
And he's when I got all my Blue Dream shrimp and my Bloody Mary shrimp from. I would like to go. He lives in Ohio. He's just south of us here.
Oh, okay. Yes, she would.
Well, we don't want that to happen, so.
No.
But, well, I want to thank everyone, and I want to thank you, Adele, for coming up on the panel. It's really kind of you.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. It's been fun. It's nice to
have-
catch up with you.
Yes, we'll have to do it again sometime.
I know I haven't exactly been present for the last, like week. And had stuff going on, so
Yeah,
real world gets in the way sometimes.
you bet. Absolutely. I'm not able to do this very often, but every once in a while I'll be able to pop on here and
Yeah,
come in here. We can catch up. It's a lot of fun.
absolutely.
I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed seeing everybody in the chat, and it's so nice to have everybody here. And I think I'm going to go ahead.
Good to see you, everyone.
Good to see everybody, and thank you so much again. And have a great night. Have a great day, or a great morning, evening, or afternoon around the world.
Yeah.
What it's about, we're all coming together. So, okay.
That's the one.
Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.